Happy Thursday, guys. Well, it's a rainy November 13th, 2025 here in Northern California. But you know what? I'm extremely grateful to be alive and happy to be here. But today, being that it's Throwback Thursday, before we kicked off our sales training this morning, I wanted to share with all of you guys, you know, just some thoughts on, technology and how we're using it. And for all of you guys that don't know, this will mark my 22nd year selling insurance. Will mark 22 years since I started selling at the young age of 25. And I started as a door knocker, knocking door to door, face to face, selling final expense. And let me tell you what, I loved it. It was an incredible experience. And not only did I love it, but I showed other agents how to do it successfully at the highest level. And I'm happy to say that for years, we generated thousands of applications by simply knocking on doors. But guys, when 2011 came, I realized that we can do this business over the telephone. Final expense telesales became, something that to me was the future at the time. And why was it the future? Well, at the time, the challenges that I faced, not only as an agent, but also as an agency owner, was again, bad traffic here in California. If you guys have never been to the San Francisco Bay Area or Southern California at 3 o'clock or maybe 6 a.m., good luck. You're stuck in traffic for hours. I got tired of the no-shows. Female agents would complain about dangerous neighborhoods and them feeling, not very comfortable about going out and doing work in those areas. And eventually, these complaints and struggles became, bigger and bigger, at least for me. And when I saw telephone sales, again, I saw the future, because with telesales, I wouldn't be constricted or held by territories or by, area codes. No, I would be able to cover my whole state. And all of a sudden, the ability to generate more leads at a cheaper rate became more viable. But more importantly, I was able to avoid all of those other issues, like putting 60 to 100,000 miles in my vehicle every year. Yes, I would put 60 to 100,000 miles a year in my cars. And when I would, recruit new people or sit down and interview a field agent, the first thing I would tell them is, how do you feel about driving 200 miles, 300 miles a day? How does that sound to you? And I'd be amazed to see how many people didn't want to do that. And then much less 80,000 miles a year. Because in order to make six figures door knocking, you got to be out there from the moment the sun comes up to the moment the sun goes down. Every single day you have to. Because think about this, how much of your time is spent behind the wheel? And you see, ladies and gentlemen, that's where telesales came in. Now, was telesales perfect? Absolutely not. When I compare what telesales is today at what it was in 2011, it's night and day. But it was possible. And I remember that a lot of, veteran agents would talk garbage about telesales. They would say it wasn't possible, that the retention was garbage, that people would not, do business with you over the phone, not to mention in the Hispanic community, even more so. But you know what? As a rebel without a cause, but in this case, my cause was to figure out a better way, I picked up the phone and I started to dial. I started having wins and I had a lot of losses. But I didn't wait for somebody else to tell me or somebody else to figure it out. I took that initiative myself, and I took it and I said, if Wall Street can push millions of dollars over the telephone, why can't I sell a $50 policy over the phone? And the reality is that we could. And over a decade now, we have been exclusively over the telesales, 100%. And all of that negativity, all of those myths, it was just that, myths, hearsay, people that had never ever sold anything over the telephone talking about something they never done, giving advice. Because that's right. Because what's funny to me now is that a lot of those people that bashed telesales back in those years are now active telesales organization, actively recruiting, and guess what? Actively promoting what years ago they talked garbage about. So to me, it just, again, it's a blessing. And, you know, my advice to all of you that are listening, follow your guts. Sometimes your heart's telling you the right direction and the money might not be there in the first week, the first month, but you know what? But you're happy that you're following what you want. Eventually, hard work, dedication, it pays off, ladies and gentlemen. And for all of you youngsters out there, understand it doesn't happen overnight. Understand that. But better yet, have a plan. Make a plan, 5 years, and work them in that increments. But it's going to take time, dedication, and hard work. But today I wanted to talk to you guys about something that has really had me fired up for, you know, a couple years now. And that is artificial intelligence. How are you using this technology? Are you embracing it? I would want to think that a lot of you are. You're using it, whether in Chat GPT, you're using it to make videos. There's so many functions with artificial intelligence today that is just amazing. But how are you using this for your business? Well, for me, going on a 22-year run as an insurance agent and really looking at retirement now, because yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am looking at retirement. You know, I don't expect to work for the rest of my life. I do got things that I want to do. But truly, as I look at the next few years, retiring, this technology really has me fired up of the potential. And, you know, for the last year, me and my partner, Jody, we've been using this technology at one capacity or another. And one of the capacities we used it is in our call center function. A lot of our call center function over the years, we would have centers in Pakistan, Philippines, and South America. And the AI function would be able to monitor thousands of people at the same time. If any of those representatives were to do what? Maybe coach a call or go outside of our scripting system that we have for our call center reps. And then immediately, if any of those reps would go outside of that, their upline manager, their management on the floor would capture and immediately attend to the issue. We saw a lot of improvement there. What about, you know, the call center staff that used to do a lot of function of picking up the phones for us after hours? AI has completely replaced that for us. Before, if we run TV ads or we run anything like on the radio, we would have to have a call center specifically designed to handle the calls, especially after hours. Because remember, marketing, when you're buying television, you're marketing the open slots. So whatever shows up, you find yourself buying slots at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, etc. But hey, Miss Jones is up and available, right? Consumers are up and available, but agents are not. And what we would do is we would have the AI system capture their interest and then package it for us. So that way in the morning, the agent would have a call back. But, you know, over the last year, one of the goals for me and Jody was to build a HIPAA compliant final expense assistant that would be able to take the caller from hello to the close. And we are there at that point of this process. We're finalizing parts of our compliance, but bottom line, as long as the consumer knows that the commercial they're calling into, that you will be using artificial intelligence at some capacity, it is totally okay according to the Department of Insurance. And believe me, because I've asked them. Now, do I believe compliance is going to change here in the next few months? Absolutely. Because there will be a lot of people that use this AI, not for good, but for bad. For example, all the people that are using AI to do the cold calling. How many AI calls are you getting from cold calling now? It's ridiculous. So eventually, there's going to be a lot more regulation on AI. But right now, this is completely supervised. And just imagine if we at Herrera Insurance Marketing have a functioning AI assistant under supervision and can take the call from hello to the close, let me ask you, ladies and gentlemen, what is stopping the insurance carriers from developing their own internal AI sales mechanisms supervised by the carriers? What is stopping them? I will be the first to say that I believe that nothing is. And I believe that if we don't adapt and apply, I think in the next few years, we're going to be in a whole different landscape of how this business is being done. A quick example, my friend, the Levinsons, Bill Levinson, out of South Florida, the owner of Insure, the online platform where you can buy insurance online. And I'll go ahead and post the link to that webpage here at the bottom. He was the first company that brought the consumer to the carrier on an online platform. Think of that, where there's no agent involved. The consumer goes to the website, they look at the final expense, accidental. There are a variety of products that he has available on there that are 100% consumer driven. And guess what? Bill Levinson and his dad, Kerry, have had tremendous success with that platform. And a lot of people told him that no, people won't buy insurance online. They won't, they need the agent. Well, Bill is proven wrong. What's the difference with AI? And to show you guys all that are out there just watching, I want to give you guys just a little snippet of our technology. Is it perfect? No. Latency is one of the biggest issues with AI that I've discovered. But guess what? It's a problem that with time, it's only getting better and better and better. And for right now, it's, again, it's in the initial stages, but I promise all of you that are listening, within the next year, we're going to be doing things here that had never been seen before. If we got people like Thomas Mullen, who writes over $100,000 in personal productions, just as him, personal AI assistance is going to be able to help you, people like Tom, people like me, to sell a little bit more insurance because of the technology is being used, again, in a compliant form, in a controlled environment that, again, is HIPAA compliant. So, Lonnie, why don't we do a little test run? Why don't you go ahead and
Okay, got it.
all right. And go ahead and
Senior life insurance company. Are you looking for a final expense insurance quote for yourself or a loved one? Great. I'm glad you're taking this important step. Good news. Our plans do not require medical exams. They are based on your responses to a few medical questions. Do I have your consent to proceed with those health questions?
Sure.
Thank you for your consent. To start, could I please have your name? Thank you, Lonnie Brown. May I have your age, please?
I am 54 years old.
Thank you, Lonnie. Could you please provide your date of birth?
71.
That information, Lonnie. Now, could you please tell me which city and state you live in?
Florida.
Thank you, Lonnie. Now we'll move on to the medical questions. First question for you. During the past 12 months, have you used tobacco in any form, excluding occasional pipe and cigar use? Yes or no?
No.
Thank you. Now please allow me to finish the full question for compliance purposes, then I'll take your answer. Are you currently hospitalized, confined to a nursing facility, a bed, or a wheelchair due to chronic illness or disease? Currently using oxygen equipment to assist in breathing, receiving hospice care or home health care, had an amputation caused by disease, have any form of cancer, excluding basal cell skin cancer, or require assistance with daily activities such as bathing, dressing, eating, or toileting? Thank you. And now that I finished the question, was that a yes or a no?
No.
Thank you, Lonnie. Just to confirm, that was a no, correct? Thank you for confirming, Lonnie. Next question. Have you had or been medically advised to have an organ transplant or kidney dialysis, or have you been medically diagnosed as having congestive heart failure, CHF, Alzheimer's, dementia, mental incapacity, Lou Gehrig's disease, ALS, liver failure, respiratory failure, or any terminal illness or end-stage disease? Yes or no?
No.
The question for compliance purposes, then I'll take your answer. Have you had or been medically advised to have an organ transplant or kidney dialysis, or have you been medically diagnosed as having congestive heart failure, Alzheimer's, dementia, mental incapacity, Lou Gehrig's disease, liver failure, respiratory failure, or any terminal illness or end-stage disease? Thank you. Now that I've finished the question, was that a yes or a no?
No.
Thank you, Lonnie. Next question. Have you been medically treated or diagnosed by a medical professional as having acquired immune deficiency syndrome, AIDS-related complex, or any immune deficiency-related disorder, excluding HIV status, or tested positive for the human immunodeficiency virus, limited in scope to prior testing for the purpose of obtaining insurance? Yes or no?
No.
Thank you, Lonnie. Next question. Have you ever been medically diagnosed or treated for complications of diabetes, including insulin shock, diabetic coma, retinopathy, eye nephropathy, kidney neuropathy, nerve damage or pain, or used insulin prior to age 50? Yes or no?
No.
Thank you, Lonnie. Next question. Have you ever been medically diagnosed, treated, or taken medication for renal insufficiency, kidney failure, chronic kidney disease, or more than one occurrence of cancer in your lifetime, excluding basal cell skin cancer? Yes or no?
No.
Thank you, Lonnie. Next question. Within the past 2 years, have you had any diagnostic testing, excluding tests related to the human immunodeficiency virus, surgery or hospitalization advised by a medical professional which has not been completed or for which the results have not been received? Yes or no?
No.
Thank you, Lonnie. Next question. Within the past 2 years, have you been medically diagnosed or treated for angina, stroke or TIA, cardiomyopathy, systemic lupus, cirrhosis, hepatitis C, chronic hepatitis, chronic pancreatitis, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, emphysema, chronic bronchitis, or required oxygen equipment to assist in breathing? Yes or no?
No.
Thank you, Lonnie. Now, within the past 2 years, have you had a heart attack, aneurysm, or had or been medically advised to have any type of heart, brain, or circulatory surgery, including but not limited to pacemaker insertion, defibrillator placement, or any procedure to improve circulation? Yes or no?
No.
Thank you, Lonnie. Next question. Within the past 2 years, have you been medically diagnosed, treated, or taken medication for any form of cancer, excluding basal cell skin cancer? Yes or no?
No.
Thank you, Lonnie. Next question. Have you used illegal drugs, abused alcohol or drugs, had or been recommended by a medical professional to have treatment or counseling for alcohol or drug use, or been advised to discontinue use of alcohol or drugs? Yes or no?
No.
Thank you, Lonnie. Next question. Within the past 3 years, have you been medically diagnosed or treated or hospitalized for stroke, angina, heart attack, aneurysm, heart or circulatory surgery, or any procedure to improve circulation? Yes or no?
No.
Thank you, Lonnie. Next question. Within the past 3 years, have you taken medication for any form of cancer, excluding basal cell skin cancer, emphysema, chronic bronchitis, COPD, ulcerative colitis, cirrhosis, hepatitis C, or liver disease? Yes or no?
No.
Lonnie, last medical question. Within the past 3 years, have you been diagnosed or treated for paralysis of 2 or more extremities or any neuromuscular disease or disorder, including but not limited to cerebral palsy, multiple sclerosis, seizures, or Parkinson's disease? Yes or no?
No.
Thank you, Lonnie. One more question. Within the past 12 months, have you been medically treated for, diagnosed for, or tested positive for the novel coronavirus, COVID-19? Yes or no?
No.
Thank you so much for answering those questions honestly, Lonnie. That gives us a clear picture of where you are in terms of your health. Now, I would like to transfer you to a licensed agent who will help with your quotations. Please hold for a moment while I do that.
There you go, guys. Just giving you guys a snippet of what AI can do for you. And like I'm saying, right now, our system could take them from hello to the close, and then within the next few months, it will be able to populate the whole application, everything, obviously under the supervision of the licensed agent, of course. Not only that, but your voice can be cloned to fit the AI. Artificial intelligence is shaking it up. No matter where you look, you see left and right. Companies are going to downsize, they're going to lay off people, and what's replacing it? Robotics, artificial intelligence. So if you're listening to this video here today, ask yourself, are you have an open mind to this technology? Are you asking the questions of how to use this? Are you looking into the compliance? Are you looking into HIPAA? Or are you just saying, nothing's going to change. It's all be the same. Door knocking, telesales. Hey, it's been here forever. I would really encourage you guys to question that. Forever? Because if the system that we have now can do this, what's stopping a life insurance company with all the resources in the world from doing it themselves? In fact, I bet they're already doing it. So let me ask Mr. Eric. Eric, because I know you're a part of AI, what are your thoughts on AI? I mean, what's motivated you about this technology?
I know the change, whether we adapt to it or not, so we might as well jump on board. And it's taken away a lot of that first part of the presentation. We don't have to do that. Just make sure the AI is doing it correctly now. So
Compliance.
have our own assistant. Compliance. Oh yeah, compliance is huge because or else.
HIPAA compliance, ladies and gentlemen. To you, Mr. Lonnie, I know that was the first time you had made that call. What was your experience as you went through that process? I know you had never,
Man,
I know that was your first time. What was
man,
that? What was that like?
that was crazy because it was just no matter what I said or how I said it, it was able to respond to and pivot and move and keep it flowing and get even me back on track. If I was unsure, it would come back and restate. So, man, that's crazy. It's just I know it's the future. So, yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I encourage you guys to look into it. If you're concerned about compliance, hire an attorney. What's a few $1,000s? So an attorney can give you a opinion letter. It's nothing. It's nothing for the upside. How can you use it? I shared with you guys here just a couple areas where we have used it and the amount of savings that we have seen by just doing that. And I'm excited to see what the future holds. And I know that as I look at my retirement, I know that this technology is going to help me and my agency sell a whole lot more business because, again, technology gives you speed, gives you an edge, and you need that nowadays, especially when you're buying leads and you're calling leads and people don't pick up. Now what? Well, inbounds. When people call you, that's the best way to go. And if you use AI the right way, you can really make it happen, guys. So with that said, on this, Throwback Thursday, don't knock it because it might save you one day. You guys have a great day. Peace.